Hello, everybody, one and all. Welcome to my proving grounds. I know I've been away for a while. That's just life. Things happen. But I've been looking into a few things. First, let me go RDP into this here, into my tester. Now, I got a clean system here, and I'm going to try out a new application. This is something that I looked up. It's called XPipe. It's a connection hub. I brought up the website here. Your entire server infrastructure at your fingertips. I'll be blunt, it's late and I've just glossed over this, but it looks really cool. From what I can tell, this open source software works on Windows, Mac, and on Linux distributions. As you can see just from the image, you got WSL, so you got uh, Linux running on Windows machines, and these are the versions that are going. You got shell environments, you got PowerShell, core, and regular, and you also have Bash. That's all pretty cool now. This is all assuming this is all working off of a Windows machine that's also running Linux. But you also have AWS. Now you also have the features, file management. Cool. I'll play around with that after I install it. Terminal launchers, from what I could tell, this is similar to Windows Terminal, which can allow you to run Bash as well as PowerShell as well as CMD. It probably has more stuff than I can think about. I'll mess around. I can already see it's got Docker on there somewhere. And we have SSH. That is something that I've been playing around with, and quite honestly, some days it's easy, some days I totally forget my mind and I have to struggle with it. It happens. And we move on from there. But the short version is we're going to go into PowerShell and we're going to run the experiment. I'm going to see if I can actually download and install this. And I really don't want to just download and install or just run through the whole process. We've seen people download software and install it, and I'd rather just move on. So let's go to Windows PowerShell here, run it as an administrator because I may need to do just that. Alright, now let's go to properties and let's just boost the font just a little bit, just so that way it's easy to read. There. Now, I checked the GitHub page and I found that a PowerShell script. I should allow for this thing to download and install. Now, let's make sure I did this correctly. So we're seeing this. We're telling it through PowerShell we're going to do an execution policy, and we're basically pushing it to this GitHub repository. And then we're going to run the get xpipe PowerShell script. And then from there, it's going to put it through. This is the out file, and there it goes. So let's hit enter and see what happens. Let's see if I mess this up. Okay, it's getting it. It's downloading it. It's getting the MSI installer. And we're waiting. There it goes. So we have it already downloaded. Now it is installing, and then you see that you have xpipe. It's right there. It's been successfully installed. Awesome. So if you're a little lazy today and you don't want to actually just download the installer and just run it the old-fashioned way, this is an option. You can get that script at the GitHub for xpipe. Now, I'm going to close this out, and I'm I'm going to run this because I've never used this before. Let's see what happens. Now, I'm not going to go too deep into this because, like I said, I've never used this before, so there's not really that much I can do. But we can read the introduction. Thank you for using XPipe. Yay! And let's see. Development status. Okay. We got the repository, Discord server, Slack server. Alright, we can email the developer. Currently a one-man show. And we thank you. And the ZN user license agreement. I'm just going to accept it, and then I'm going to try to move on and see what we got. Connection hub. We got the local machine we can run on CMD, and we're running on Windows 10. Beautiful. Now search for connections. Let's see what I find. Let's search for connections. Let's see what's available. You know what? Let's just do it and see what we get. Okay. That's cool. And let's see, 4 connections. Okay, this is interesting. Simple SSH, customize, SSH config, PowerShell remote session. Never tried a PowerShell remote session before. Maybe later. Shell environments, we got that. Scripting and script groups. Custom terminal. I can see that I'm going to need to play around with this. Well, for now, we've got XPipe installed, and my next step will be checking it out, playing with it, and then hooking up other machines and see what we have. So thank you for staying with me this far. Have a good night.